my name is Kimaya Diggs, and I am a teaching artist and musician based in Western Massachusetts. Thank you very much to the Augusta Savage Gallery for inviting me to join their celebration of healing bodies. I'm going to be sharing some original music with you today, and then talking a little bit about what the theme of healing bodies means to me. Excuse me. This next song is a song that I often think about in winter, but has felt very relevant these days in quarantine with social distancing, everything changing. It's called Bloom, and it makes me think of bulb flowers like tulips and stuff like that you plant in the winter time when the ground gets colder and more frozen, and they need the winter, they need the difficulty, they need the hardship in order to be able to bloom. Tall as grass, narrow as a tree, this has always been a part of me. Blue as summer sky, doesn't take a lot to get a girl like me to cry. I've been under stress, and I have found that folding in has been what feels the best. Bound up at the root, tired of telling lies when I can't bear to tell the truth. I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. Oh, I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. Waiting to bloom. I went underground, I was sure I'd be found, right out as the dust, desiccated from the energy it takes to trust. I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. Oh, I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. Waiting to bloom. At night, my voice rises up like water. Oh, that's how I know it's time to grow. I went underground. You thought that you had buried me, you couldn't hear me make a sound. I've been spreading roots, though I can't yet see the sun. I can hear you say, come. I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. I've been waiting, waiting to bloom. Oh, I've been waiting to bloom. Waiting to A lot of these songs from today are from my upcoming record, which will be coming out sometime next year. I'm very excited about it. This next song is from my first record, which is called Breastfed. Morning, sweet pea, tell me what you dreamed last night. Ooh. Pillows warm were like a rock you laid last night. Don't go away, 'cause I need you, don't you know? And I'm wondering, are you home? Morning, I'm curled behind the basement door, warming my bones before you come upstairs. Ask me if I'm old enough to ask for more. Sometimes it's nice to be stuck someplace in between. Just don't give in to me. Morning, sweet pea, tell me what you dreamed last night. Ooh, oh, pillows warm were like a rock you laid last night. Don't go away, oh, 'cause I need you, don't you know? And I'm wondering, are you home? Morning, I'm curled behind the basement door, warming my bones before I come upstairs. Ask me if I'm old enough to ask for more. Sometimes it's nice to be stuck someplace in between. Just don't give in to me. This is a new song that I wrote during quarantine. Sky This is another new song that will be coming from my upcoming record. I wanted to talk a little bit about healing bodies. Something that has been a big part of my self-care practices during this time has been engaging in creative work, whether that is songwriting, playing guitar, collaborating with other musicians or artists, dancers, writing, poetry, and prose and fiction and essays, engaging in a creative practice. But what I've also found during this time is that more of my health is connected to routine and structure than I was previously aware of. So engaging in a creative practice has involved giving myself some structure and some framework to work within. For me, that could look like coming up with like a structured project, like a set of songs that go together in a narrative, or a series of essays or paintings or something like that that go together, or giving myself sort of imposed like deadlines or an amount of time that I am engaging in that practice every day. A really wonderful writing teacher of mine always told me that she would write every day, and I think a lot of us who engage in creative work are really familiar with the feeling where you sit down to do something and then you start to feel like, oh, I don't want to be doing this. I should be cleaning something. I should check my emails. I just want to go on my phone, something like that. And what she told me was, when you get that feeling, set a timer for 20 minutes and just do it for that much more time. And by the end of the 20 minutes, you often feel like you want to keep going. You found your stride. But I think for a lot of us in this time where there's not a lot of structure to our lives, work, school, our regular commitments have definitely shifted and transformed during this time. Giving myself the structure has been very healing and has helped me maintain my health. So if you are a creative person, I highly recommend this practice of setting a 20-minute timer when you start to feel your mind wander, and see it could take you deeper into the work, and if it doesn't and you still want to stop at the end of 20 minutes, at least you have tried for 20 more minutes. So that's been a big thing that's been very important as far as keeping me healthy and well and creative during this time. Let's see what's next on my list. I look more songs for you, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the idea of healing bodies. A lot of this music is coming from my upcoming recordings. You can find my old record and information about the new one if you just look me up online, like on my website or any social media. I'm there. I'm really enjoying the practice of recording during this time. I'm really lucky that I am able to do that, and I'm very excited to share what I've been working on. One, that's where we'd begun. I've always had dreams, wondered where I'd be. I wanted to be free, wanted to be free. Blue as a broken heart, nowhere to start with you. Fair as I can be, I feel you watching me, hanging on, burning in the sun. Green anger on my mind, the glowing kind. Oh, how you've lost your hold. I watch the storm unfold. Fair as I can be, I feel you watching me, hanging on, burning in the sun, burning in the sun, oh, burning in the sun. Alright, I've got one more song for you. This one is called Crazy, and this is from my upcoming record. Maybe I'm crazy to want you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to the Augusta Savage Gallery for having me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the theme of this event, healing bodies. Talked a little bit about sort of my self-care and health maintenance practices during this time. And I just wanted to think about the idea of healing bodies in a wider lens. So, like, what in the world is in need of healing? And I really loved that question from the gallery. What is in need of healing? So many things sprang to mind immediately. But right now, the thing that's first and foremost in my mind is just our humanity. It sounds very broad, but I think like a lot of the issues that are in the forefront of all of our minds right now, like the management of the pandemic, the fact that there is a pandemic in the first place, globalization in general, the protests that are happening, and people wanting to change really kind of foundational institutions in this country. A lot of the opposition to progress in a meaningful way is, I see it as a lot of people being attached to sort of structures that we're just accustomed to, and we're putting sort of the familiarity of those structures, no matter how oppressive they may be, over our collective shared humanity. And it's definitely hard to move away from something that you've grown up knowing, but I have a lot of faith in that fact that we all have the capacity to grow and change, and I think as adults that's a lot harder than it is for children, but I'm really hopeful as a teacher in seeing the young people that I teach, how different they are from how I was and my friends and peers were at the same age. They are so much more flexible, they're brilliant and generous and empathetic and kind, and I feel really hopeful that these children have had a chance to grow in this really meaningful way, in ways that many of us did not have an opportunity to do or are currently trying to do, but we're struggling against just the familiar and the safe and the comfortable. So I think, a lot of times a way that I would think of it for adults is sort of like a reparenting, self-parenting type of framework as we try to heal from the effects of traumatic institutions that we have voluntarily and unknowingly been a part of. So looking at yourself, I kind of imagine, like, if I was my own parent, who would I want me to grow up to be? And always try to evolve towards that. Other ways that I've been keeping myself healthy during these times, I've been roller skating a lot, which has been super fun, and also just trying to stay in contact with people in my life. A lot of times, I think many people feel this way, if you kind of fall out of touch with somebody, getting back in touch with them can be a little bit awkward, but I love writing letters and I love the USPS, and so I've been connecting with a lot of people in my life who I've lost touch with, or just people I haven't physically been able to see during quarantine, through letters. And there really is something to be said for sitting down and putting pen to paper, and putting your thoughts in this sort of concrete form, and then taking the time that it takes to have that letter show up at someone's house and them respond. So it's been really nice to get back to sort of a basic old-fashioned way of communication, which has just, it's made me feel a lot more connected to people than just a text being like, hey, we haven't talked in a long time. And during this time, I just think a lot of friendships have had to sort of pause or shift form, because of the difficulties of seeing each other in person, and I think that letter writing has been the perfect way to sort of remedy that issue. And then I was thinking about my personal contributions to a healthier world. Even though I'm not teaching in a school, I mostly have private students right now, I do think of myself fundamentally as a teacher, and I feel a lot of times really called to reframing really seemingly complex issues into a more digestible format. We've all been on social media and seeing like the rise of infographics. Like every day I feel like I go on Instagram or something and there's like an infographic about this, an infographic about that. And I think that a lot of them are great, but some of them are also in a format that's really hard to digest, like small text, or it's just inaccessible to folks who rely on screen readers and image descriptions. So I've been spending a lot of time trying to think of creative ways to help people engage in their activism, help people engage in creating a better and more just world through just sort of simple, small steps. So one thing I did around the start of quarantine, a couple months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, made a video about talking about race with children, because as I said, I mean, everyone says children are the future, but I really do think that the amount of generational change, of change that has happened within even my own generation to the next has been really hopeful to me. And as we all know, like racism, belief in, faith in capitalism, and other beliefs that we're now realizing like, hey, those maybe are not serving our humanity in the best way. The kids who came up after me and who are coming up now they know this as just sort of like a fundamental fact. So I wanted to encourage parents and adults with children in their lives to open up the conversation on race with their children, because we are carrying a lot of baggage about that conversation, and children are not, but they will pick up what we are carrying, whether we intend for them to do that or not. So I've been really committed during this time to making it easier for people to have these conversations that feel really difficult to us, but are not difficult for our children and are necessary for our children. I also think that I'm a big champion of like clear communication, making people feel equipped to sit in uncomfortable learning moments and spaces, and navigate that in a respectful and comfortable way. So those are a few things that I've been doing to contribute to a healthier world. And I've also been inspired by a lot of the artists around me who are demonstrating incredible tenacity and flexibility during this time. Like folks who are doing live stream shows every week and stuff like that, and thinking of new formats and ways to share their music and art. I'm really bolstered by the collective flexibility and adaptability of the people around me, and so I'm trying to share that spirit as much as I can, even though this time is really difficult for everybody in their own unique ways. And one thing that's been very difficult for me is not doing live performances, but I'm very happy to have been invited to do this. And I hope that it's a welcome distraction and enjoyable time for your day. And I hope that you leave this video being confident that you are a flexible, wonderful, adaptable person, and we will be okay. Thank you.